All right, you guys, good morning and welcome back to the Alpha Platform. I saw this article this morning from Business Insider and I thought, this is hilarious. I got to bring this to you guys because it truly is hilarious. It says retiring lawmakers are once again complaining that their $174,000 salary is too low. Woo! That's all I can say. This is former Republican Ken Buck said if he were still in office, his voters would go ballistic if he said $174,000 wasn't enough for members of Congress to live on. I agree with this Republican lawmaker. So anyhow, they're complaining. Several have said that there should be adjustments for inflation and cost of living increases. Their salary hasn't changed in 14 years, and some find it difficult to maintain two residences. Again, they're finding it difficult to maintain two residences. I understand they have to be in DC and they have their other places, but at 174, that's not enough. That's not enough. Like you can't, do Airbnb for those other rentals. Like you for those other residences, you can't, have short-term tenants. You can't do something else. Like that's not enough. What about your spouse? Can your spouse help you? Like what's going on? Let's get into this article. It's funny what happens when lawmakers decide to retire. Suddenly, they're willing to say things that they wouldn't have said when they still had to face voters. That's what happened when Republican Patrick McHenry, one of many retiring House Republicans, told an interviewer earlier this year that the $174,000 salary for rank and file members of both the House and the Senate was not enough. Okay, so we have a Republican saying that he's ridiculous, and then another Republican saying, no, we need more money. Quote, most of us don't have wealth, McHenry said at the time. That is not true. My husband, if you go to university and you take government classes because you're required to take U.S. history and U.S. government courses, and they do teach you and you do learn the statistics and data to prove that the majority of politicians, they come from wealthy backgrounds. They went to Ivy League institutions. So these are not the average poor, white, black, Hispanic person. These are not the average poor people that end up in these positions. These are typically people of means, people of power, and people that have resources. Now, even more retiring lawmakers are saying the same thing and acknowledging that they may not be saying it if they weren't on their way out the door. If I go back to my district where the average salary in some places is $32,000 and I say I don't make enough, when I make $174,000, they would go ballistic. Former Republican Ken Buck, a Colorado Republican who resigned from Congress in March, told the New York Times, I'd be out of office in a heartbeat. And they would. I dare any of these politicians to go back to their districts and complain about making $174,000 a year. And on top of that, these people are getting pensions, government pensions. They're giving good government health care. They're giving so much. They're giving access to the stock market as well. So not only are they do they have like the power to make laws, but they have the power to participate in the stock market as well. So it's too much. It's too much, and they're still complaining. Let's go on. But Buck said it's very difficult for lawmakers to live on the salary when they had to maintain two places. The purpose of being a politician is not for you to get rich. It's not for you to make money. It's for you to to work for the people, to work and pass legislation to benefit the American people. It's not for you. If you don't want to be a public servant, don't go into public service. Quote, when I got to Congress, I realized, holy smokes, that comes out of my pocket without reimbursement. Republican Tony Cardenas, a retiring California Democrat, told the Times. Okay. I've had a roommate every time I've rented an apartment. You should, Cardenas added, saying many members of Congress slept in their offices to cut costs. We do the same thing too, bro. Like the average American is doing exactly what you are doing. So if you're suffering and we're suffering, what are you going to do about it? Because we put you in office to do things for the economy, to do things for us, to do things about inflation and the cost of living. What are you going to do about it? Let's go on. Several other members of Congress told the Times that they believe their salaries should be adjusted for inflation and cost of living increases, in part to ensure that a broad swath of people could serve in Congress. I don't think this should happen. You guys already get financial resources for speaking gigs. You guys get to, craft books, publish books, do all types of things because you're worldwide. How can I put this? You are recognized around the country. Your name has weight, it has power. You can use that to make money. And many of you guys are. So it's like the same savvy you use to become a politician, use that same genius to become a smart business person, a smart businesswoman. Businessman, quote, do you want it to still be the house of the people, or do you want it to be only wealthy people? Republican Anna Esho, another retired California Democrat, told the Times. Representative, I'm so sorry, you guys. I've been seeing Republican. I meant to say representative. I'm so sorry. Um, Through the hundred, though the $174,000 salary is far more than most Americans make, the median household income in 2022 was $74,580, according to the U.S. Census. Many lawmakers have complained that it's not enough money to keep up with the cost of serving. The salary has remained the same since 2009, and if it had kept pace with inflation, lawmakers would now be making more than $250,000 annually. Um, okay, so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with these corporations? Like, the American people will be behind this if we also got our rate wage increases per inflation as well. But you guys won't stop these corporations. You won't stop these CEOs. You won't hold them to their feet to the fire and force them to pay us a living wage. So we're not going to lobby and support you in your increase as well. Good government experts have long said that lawmakers should get a salary increase, arguing that it's an important measure to safeguard against corruption and ensure that the best talent can serve. You guys are already corrupt. You're already being influenced and you're already paid off by these corporations. That is corruption. Anytime you're not making legislation and passing legislation to serve the American people, that means you are corrupt. The best talent can serve. You guys are already the best talent. Many of you have been to Ivy League institutions. Many of you have had parents that served in U.S. government, the Congress and the Senate as well. So it's like, what more do you want? But polling has long shown that voters hate the idea, and few have been willing to make an argument that's extremely unpopular with the public, yet it's not a partisan issue. Democrat Representative Alexandria AOC of New York has been one of the most vocal proponents of a salary increase, while Ken, whatever, a former Trump admin official, recently filed a lawsuit arguing that the lack of pay increase since 2009 was unconstitutional. Where does it say in the Constitution that you need to make a certain amount of money as a representative, as a politician? Can someone drop down in the comments and let me know? Okay, you guys, I think that's pretty much it for this article. I want to see if there are any comments because, man, the comments are going to be entertaining. If I can find them, I don't think so. I don't think I can find there's some comments here. Okay. So what do you guys think about this proposed salary increase? For inflation, they should be making $250,000 a year. They're saying $174,000 is not enough, although the average American household only makes $72,000 a year. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. These guys are outrageous. Welcome to America. Take care and peace.